RBI क्विज 2014 प्रस्तुत करता रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया।
Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. You're with me, Pick Brain, here today on Doordarshan, and you're watching the Eastern semi-final of RBI Q 2014. From across the length and breadth of India, literally from Srinagar in the north, Trivandrum in the south, Ahmedabad in the west, to Port Blair in the east, this quiz has covered 62 cities. With over 10,000 students being touched, this quiz is phenomenal in terms of its landscape. The reason why the Reserve Bank of India created this property is to reach out to young India, to create a consciousness about banking, finance, prudent investment practices, all of this at a young age to create a more robust nation called India in the future. Such nation-building initiatives, when started at school, certainly have great amount of impact on the future of a nation. Here today, we've got 4 outstanding teams from the region of the east of India. Traditionally, well known to be the quizzing hub of our country, it's no different even when the topic changes to banking or finance. We'll pick action by first taking a look at who our 4 finalists are. On my far right, qualifying as our first finalist here today at the Eastern semi-final, Anirban Paul and Vijit Srinivas, representing Loyola School, Jamshedpur. Welcome to the two of you. Let me quickly start with the two of you, Anirban and Vijit. What do you guys plan to do with your life? What's your future plans? Do you have any thoughts in mind? Anirban, if you could start.
I want to be a cardiac surgeon.
And I want to be a businessman.
A businessman, a cardiac surgeon. They represent the fantastic city of Jamshedpur. As we move across to our second finalist here today, with us in this studio are the national defending champion of this quiz, representing Maharishi Vidya Mandir from Guwahati, is Akshay Seal and Rishabh. Welcome to the two of you, and best wishes to you. What are your future plans?
Sir, I want to join the civil service. I want to be an IAS officer.
An IAS officer in the making. Nice to hear that. As we move across.
I can't really predict what will happen to my life, but I would study aerospace engineering.
Well, that's nice. I quite can't predict what will happen to my life, but I'd like to study aerospace engineering. You won this quiz a year ago. You're back into the semi-final. Is that a little bit of a pressure for you?
Sir, a lot of added pressure. Winning at the first time was not so difficult because it was just fun. But this year, the expectations are high from us, so it's good if we could do justice to everyone.
Well, I have a simple theory on that. Keep having fun. More often when you have fun, you'll end up being a winner. That's the secret to being a successful person. Sampras perhaps rightly said, it wasn't winning the first Wimbledon that was difficult. Winning the second one was. Well, defending champions, consistent enough to be back in the semi-final. That's a good achievement for them. Welcome to the two of you. As we cut across to our near left here today, from Shiliguri, qualifying into our final, we have with us Army Public School, Viprav Srivastav and Shoumyadeep. Welcome to the two of you. And what do you aspire to be in life?
I want to become an astrophysicist when I grow up.
Astrophysicist. And what about you?
I want to join the Indian Administrative Services.
All right, we've got a lot of IAS officers in this semi-final, 2 of them for sure. As we move across to our final team here today, from Patna in Bihar, representing them, Delhi Public School, Manasi and Swarnik Kaushal. Welcome to you too. What are your plans? We'll start with you, Manasi.
I want to become an oncologist, a cancer specialist.
An oncologist. Very nice. And Swarnik?
I want to be a mathematician.
Very, very nice. All right, we got a mathematician in the making. Well, considering the amount of children we interact with, you seem a rare species today. Not too many of our young children today want to do that, but appreciate youngsters like you who want to stick to areas like pure science and pure math. Nothing in life can really be achieved without math, technically speaking. For sure, not the scores in a quiz. As we move on here today, we've met the teams. We've seen Raipur get into the national final a week ago, inching past Indore in that fabulous battle. Here today, it's a battle between Jamshedpur, Guwahati, Siliguri and Patna. One team in the national final from the four of these. For now, it's time to pick action on the first frontier of our battle here today as they begin to mint on them. Here we go. On the first frontier called Mint Them, you will get a statement on your screen along with a few blocks or boxes below them, which are like the Rubik cube of the RBI Q, in a sense. Now what you will do is you know the number of letters in the answer and you got to work the answer out. The first round of our quiz, we pass clockwise. 10 points, the value of a right answer, whoever gets it right. So, we'll show you an example before we move on. Here it is on your screens. It's something all of us know. It's simple. Here we go. The summary of financial assets and liabilities of a business is called a balance sheet. Yes. Balance sheet is what the answer would have been. And for now, we're going to start with you, Loyola School from Jamshedpur. If you are ready, the first question coming up for you on your screen now. Since there is no whole word which describes a manager, the unique position that describes this, especially in the context of a Hindu patriarch in a joint family, was described best using another word. What word is this? 5 letters for an answer. Since the English word manager is wholly inadequate in describing the unique position, this word was used to describe the Hindu patriarch in a joint family. Jamshedpur, 10 if you get it right. Go on.
Karta.
A karta. A karta is the main person in a family. Especially when you get into a lot of real estate transactions, you find the word karta appearing. From Jamshedpur, they get the first answer right. Plus 10! Happy they are. They weren't too sure they were right, but when they got it right, happiness abound for Jamshedpur. As we move to our second team, from Guwahati, Maharishi Vidya Mandir, your question on your screen now. I am a government officer designated to address grievances and complaints from individuals, especially in the banking and the insurance sector. Long term, simple meaning, who am I?
It's a banking ombudsman.
It's a banking ombudsman.
Ombudsman.
Ombudsman is the word for a person who addresses grievances and complaints. Plus 10. Semi-final 2, starting with each team scoring on their direct questions. As we move across on our left to our team from Siliguri, on your screen, question coming up now. Master of the Royal Mint of United Kingdom from 1699 until his death in 1727. Who am I?
Isaac Newton.
Isaac Newton also had time to spend on the world of banking and finance. Believe it or not, they're right. 10 to them. Whole strong teams coming in from the east, all of them scoring on their directs, unlike the first semi-final. This one starting very differently. As we go across to Patna, your question on your screen now. It's a dairy metaphor which represents initial capital outlay that provides perennially for positive cash flows. How do you describe this? Sometimes a product in a company, etc., is described to be the contributor to this, and it's therefore called dash dash, a dairy metaphor.
It's got something to do with milk, or I don't know the whole word. So I'm guessing
Something to do with milk is your guess,
It's my guess.
because it's a dairy metaphor. Passing you on my right, Loyola School from Jamshedpur.
Milkman.
Milkman is a very important man in all our lives, but that's not quite the right answer. As we move across to Maharishi Vidya Mandir.
It's a milk cow.
Milk? Milk cow. That's your own creation from Guwahati? Passing you to Siliguri.
Cash cow.
Cash cow. Anything in an organization or a company that keeps contributing to your cash flows is called a cash cow. Plus 10. Hey, get that right. I've never heard of a milk cow before. That came from Guwahati, didn't it? Early days in our quiz here today. Just one question moving across. We need to take a break as we cross the first frontier of this battle. On the other side, we'll tell you where the teams stand. Back in just a moment. Stay with us.
इसमें बच्चों ने बहुत उत्साह से भाग लिया है। उसके लिए काफी तैयारियां भी की है बच्चों ने, और ये जान के बहुत खुशी हुई कि उन्होंने पढ़ाई की है इस बारे में, जिसमें हम रिजर्व बैंक, बैंकिंग, फाइनेंस, इन सब्जेक्ट्स पे उनको क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं। इससे इनकी जानकारी बढ़ती है इन विषयों के बारे में, और उसमें वित्तीय साक्षरता का जो हमारा मकसद है वो कहीं ना कहीं पूरा होता है, क्योंकि वो कल जाके जब कमाने लगेंगे, पैसे उनके पास आना शुरू होंगे, तो वो उसको कैसे संभालना वो सीख पाएंगे और उसकी संभाल कर पाएंगे। तो इसलिए ये हमारा प्रयत्न है, और बहुत खुशी है कि इतने सारे बच्चे इतनी मेहनत से इस प्रोग्राम में उत्साहपूर्वक भाग ले रहे हैं।
Before coming to this quiz, we had a very little idea about the financial world, but after going last year and also coming this year, we have gained a much knowledge about the financial world, the world of economics, and also the use of money in our life.
RBI Quiz is a very good initiative by the Reserve Bank of India. It helps us to know more about the world of finance, and especially what is happening in the world of finance in India. By this initiative, we get to know more about what RBI is doing at the grassroots level, how it is organized, and how it is managing all the sections of banking and finance in this country.
RBI Quiz 2014 प्रस्तुत करता रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया।
एक नोट ने कहा था, मेरी रंगत तो देखो, सातों रंग पहनता हूं, मेरा चेहरा उठाओ ना, बड़ी बारीक बातें हैं, छू के देखो नक्श मेरे, छुपाया कुछ नहीं मैंने, लिखा है सब लकीरों में, पहिए हैं न पंख हैं, पैसा चलता रहता है। नजर जो तेज रखते हैं वो सब कुछ ताड़ लेते हैं। जरा सा पास तो बैठो, तुम्हें पूरी तरह देखूं, जरा सी रोशनी डालो, नजर धोखा न खा जाए, ये मेरी नब्ज है देखो, ये नोट ने कहा था। सब कुछ तो परखते हो, मुझे भी परखने की एक आदत बना लो, पैसे की भाषा सुनिए, क्योंकि पैसा बोलता है।
मुंह के कोने में प्रॉब्लम है। तुम फ्लेक्सिबल कलाइयों के साथ बैट्समैन की सफाई करते हो ना, दांतों की सफाई के लिए फ्लेक्सिबल गर्दन चाहिए, इसकी तरह।
ओए, गया।
ज्यादातर प्रॉब्लम्स मुंह के कोने में शुरू होती हैं। नए कोलगेट सुपर फ्लेक्सी की फ्लेक्सिबल गर्दन मुंह के मुश्किल कोने में पहुंचकर पूरे मुंह की सफाई करे। नया कोलगेट सुपर फ्लेक्सी।
लाइए टाइड नेचुरल्स, इसमें है कई फायदे। नींबू और चंदन की खुशबू के साथ दे कड़क सफाई, बेहतरीन खुशबू और हाथों की नरमाई। कई फायदों वाला टाइड नेचुरल्स, बड़ा पैक बड़े फायदे।
किस्मत मेरी खुल गई।
क्या बात है बाबूजी, बहुत खुश लग रहे हैं।
अरे ईमेल आई है, मेरी $50,000 की लॉटरी लगी है, देख।
अच्छा,
बस मुझे इंटरनेट बैंकिंग आईडी और अकाउंट का पासवर्ड भेजना है, सारा पैसा मेरे अकाउंट में आ जाएगा। देख देख।
बाबूजी आजकल कोई मुफ्त की एक कप चाय नहीं पिलाता, फिर अनजान लोग किसी को इतना पैसा क्यों देंगे? ये सब धोखा है, जालसाजी है। ऐसे ईमेल और SMS से सावधान रहें। अपनी बैंकिंग की गुप्त जानकारी कभी किसी को ना दें।
कभी उंगली पकड़कर किसी ने हमें दुनिया दिखाई थी, आज हमारी बारी है।
पापा हाय, जरा हाथ देना।
क्या कह रही?
पेश है एयरटेल वन टच इंटरनेट, सिर्फ एक टच में इंटरनेट।
ये मौसम पकोड़े मिल जाते तो मजा आ जाता।
कहने में हिचकिच,
पकौड़े आपके हाथों से बने हो तो और मजा आएगा।
जैसी भी खिचकिच बोलो बिना हिचकिच।
मुंह के कोने में प्रॉब्लम है, तुम फ्लेक्सिबल कलाइयों के साथ बैट्समैन की सफाई करते हो ना। दांतों की सफाई के लिए फ्लेक्सिबल गर्दन चाहिए, किसकी तरह? ज्यादातर प्रॉब्लम्स मुंह के कोने में शुरू होती हैं। नए कोलगेट सुपर फ्लेक्सी की फ्लेक्सिबल गर्दन मुंह के मुश्किल कोने में पहुंचकर पूरे मुंह की सफाई करे। नया कोलगेट सुपर फ्लेक्सी।
एक बंगला बने।
बहुत खुश हो, क्या बात है?
बताऊंगी, पहले अपना ईमेल आईडी और पासवर्ड दो ना।
क्यों? लॉटरी लग गई है क्या?
आपको कैसे पता?
मुझे तो इसके आगे का भी पता है।
सच?
तुम्हें ईमेल आई होगी कि हजारों डॉलर्स की लॉटरी लगी है।
हाँ।
तुम्हारा इंटरनेट बैंकिंग आईडी और पासवर्ड मांगा होगा ताकि पैसे तुम्हारे बैंक अकाउंट में डाल सकें।
अंतर्यामी।
एकदम बुद्धू।
हाँ?
ये सब धोखा है, जालसाजी है। कभी ऐसे ईमेल्स या SMS के चक्कर में ना आए।
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the second semi-final of RBI Q 2014. Teams from Eastern India battling with each other. Here today, before we progress any further, battle starting very differently, very typical of an Eastern final. All teams would come prepared. Here's how the RBI quotient looks. Just a fraction of a lead with that final answer. Siliguri with their noses ahead on 20. Two teams on 10 from Jamshedpur and Guwahati. And I'm sure Patna will score very quickly. At this stage, we move on to the second frontier of our battle here today. We will be going anti-clockwise as teams make their choice of subjects on the grid that we will show them on banking basics. Here it comes. All right. You're going to get a choice of 6 subjects to choose from. 10 the value of an answer, irrespective of who gets it right. On your screens, your grid in front of you. People, fiction, institution, India, women, and the year 2014 are your topics of choice. Delhi Public School, Patna, you will make your first choice. The other teams can't pick what they have picked. The color will change to indicate that it's been taken. On the software, take your choice.
India.
India, all right. When in doubt, choose your own country. Good one. India coming up for you on your screen. It's a credit scheme that was launched by the Government of India and NABARD in 1989 or 1998-99 to provide affordable and timely credit to farmers, where repayment can be rescheduled if they had a bad crop season. What are we talking about?
Kisan Credit Card, KCC.
Beautiful. 10 to them. The Kisan Credit Card was a very nice idea in India, and that'll give you a 10-pointer, Patna. As we move across to Shiliguri Army Public School, India gone. What's your choice?
Institution.
Institution is your choice. Institution it is. Here we go. This is the nephew of Rabindranath Tagore. He started an institution founded by the Act of Parliament. That is the modern form of it. Which institution is he technically the founder of?
NABARD.
Passing you anti-clockwise on NABARD to Guwahati.
IDBI.
IDBI. Moving across.
Shanti Niketan.
Well, moving on. I said banking basics as a round. Delhi Public School from Patna. They got the previous one right. Yeah.
Imperial Bank.
Well, not specifically so much into the rounds banking basics, but finance, banking, light macro. None of the teams getting that one right. Tough one for them. What he started was originally called Hindustan Insurance Society, which later went on to become the Life Insurance Corporation. Jamshedpur, I thought, were murmuring that a little loudly, but went for another answer. Well, as we move across on my right, Guwahati will take their pick. 4 topics. What's your choice?
Fiction.
Fiction is their choice. There we go. This is a national award-winning Kannada film called Banker Margaya. It's based on a book written by a phenomenal Indian. Which Indian? Which book? It actually taught people in rural India how to go and open bank accounts, etc., based on a phenomenal story on the world of finance, written by a great Indian writer. Who's the writer, or what is the book on which this is based? You can give me either of them. Who is the writer, or what was the book on which Banker Margaya went on to become a national award-winning film? The language was Kannada. Huge acclaim for this great movie.
Amartya Sen.
Passing you on Dr. Amartya Sen.
R.K. Narayan, Malgudi Days.
R.K. Narayan, the creator of Malgudi Days, also wrote about finance, banking, etc. Jamshedpur, that's an outstanding answer. Whoa! Cracker! To teach people in those days the importance of banking and finance, he created a character called Sampath, and thus was created what was called the financial expert. And this movie, adapted from that book, went on to change the lives of many people. Beautiful answer. They get a 10-pointer and they get to choose.
Women.
Women is their choice. Here it comes. Who is the first woman finance minister of a G8 economy, portrayed by actress Lila Robbins in the 2011 HBO television drama Too Big to Fail? Famous lady in the world of finance, banking and business today. Huge international personality. World of women in banking and finance.
Christina Lagarde, the CEO of IMF.
Christian Lagarde.
Chairperson of IMF.
There seems to be a lot of doubt in their minds, but they are right. Yeah! Happiness! With Jamshedpur. What an answer that was. Well, they really battled hard to get that extra 10-pointer there. They're happy as the saffron, white and green unfolds on that round as we move on to the next frontier, after which we will take a look at the scores. The battle seems to be going in a nice way here today. We had Siliguri doing well in the first frontier. We've got Jamshedpur making a comeback in the second. Who knows who's going to profit on the third one? It's time for the Banker's Bank. Here it comes. It's a round where the buzzer will start to play a role. Plus 10 if you get it right, minus 5 if you get it wrong. All questions will appear as visuals on your screen. If you press the buzzer, without my adding some information to that visual, you are permitted to do that. But the moment you press the buzzer, I will keep quiet. Otherwise, I would have something to add to the visuals that appear on your screen. 4 questions in all, common to the 4 teams. Plus 10, minus 5. Careful on the buzzer. If you're ready, here's the first one. This is an Oscar-winning 2011...
Raghuram Rajan. This book is based on Raghuram Rajan.
You got to give me a lot more than that.
Raghuram Rajan, the current governor of RBI, has acted in this movie.
What's this movie called?
No idea.
You got no idea on what the movie is called.
Pata hai bhai.
Dr. Raghuram Rajan has acted in the movie.
Yeah,
He had time to do that.
I guess so.
Last 10! Put your hands together. Inside Job is the name of the film. Dr. Raghuram Rajan played a role in that documentary. It's about the late 2000s financial crisis. Super 10 points to Jamshedpur. They're playing this game aggressively here. The next one comes up on your screens. Teams on the buzzer. Here we go. Who is the author of this book? RBI Governor to Rajya Sabha member. They've gone for it.
Manmohan Singh.
-5 to you on that. Well, sometimes the RBI governor